What is up, Neophytes? My name's Alan, aka NeoCryptor, and I've got a question for you. Have you guys been playing Conan Exiles for a while? Have you ever wished your thralls would do more than just stand around and be lazy lumps when they're at your base? Well, what if I told you that it is possible to have them do stuff like train, make their stats stronger, or gather resources for you, or, patrol areas. All that is possible with the most amazing mod, Thralls Are Alive. And I can't sing the praises of this mod enough. It is turned into like my absolute favorite mod for Conan Exiles. If you play on PC, it is a must. You have to try it. So today we are going to start a short tutorial series. That's right, series on how to set up this mod and how to get everything going. The reason I am doing it, breaking it up, is I covered this mod a while back, about a year ago at this point, and it was a very long video. Well, the mod author has added even more to the mod, so it's gonna be inconceivable to cover it in a single video. So today we're gonna go over the setup of the mod and the very basics of it. So let's jump right in. Oh, well, you know what? First things, let's get my mug out of the way, shall we? By me. All right, guys, so what you need to get going with this mod, obviously, is to have it installed off the Steam Workshop. I'm not telling you how to do that, because if you don't know how to install mods off of Steam, well, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. So we're not covering that. What you will need to get the mod going is some resources and one of these, an artisan bench. It doesn't matter what artisan bench. It can be the basic one. It can be any of the DLC ones. It doesn't matter. What you're going to need is, see these icons over here? All of these with this little shield has to do with Thralls Are Alive. What you're going to need for the basics is an officer's desk. You're going to need some thrall beds. You're going to need some beacons and some various training and gym equipment to follow along with this tutorial. So, okay. Let's see here. So I already have a bunch of stuff prepared. If the counter, come on, can we open? Thank you. Gosh. I think I put it in here. Yes, I did. Okay, so I got a bunch of stuff in here, as you can see. Actually, let's put a few things away while we are at it. So what I said we're going to need is some thrall beds, not infantry beds. Those are something different. So make sure that you're crafting the correct bed. Like, there's 3 or 4 different types. We're using the folded thrall bed. We are going to need a officer's desk, which I actually already have down in the other room. We are going to need some training stuffs, including, like I said, a beacon. This is a vitality mat. We're going to need some strength thingamajiggermabobs, widgets that they can go quack quack and beat the crap out of them. And this will train grit. These are for training agility. And boom, Bob's your uncle. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to smack down this desk right here, the officer's desk. It doesn't matter where you put it. You can put it anywhere you like. And then you're going to want to put down some beds. I made a nice little comfy sleeping area for my thralls. It doesn't have to be elaborate. They can sleep out under the stars. Whoops. That is not a problem, not a concern for them. So let's go ahead and put some of these down. Let's say one here. You want to leave a little space so they have room to get into them. And then we'll put a couple over on this side. Like so. And that should be enough to get us going. Now, you'll also, if you have animals, because yes, this will work with your pets as well. There are some specific pet beds that are for that are more thematic. It doesn't really matter, per se. They can use like a regular bed or a pillow, but they'll just stand in front of it looking derpy. But these guys are designed for your animals. So if we take them, we drop a couple of these guys down, say like one there and one. Guys, you're in the way. You're in the way. Okay, put one there. All right, pretty easy. You with me so far? Okay, awesome. So the next thing we're gonna want to do is actually we're gonna want to check settings, set the settings the way you want them, and I will tell you how to do that. First, you're going to need to log in to administrator if you are on a server. If you're in single player, I believe you have administrator by default. So let me log in to admin real quick because I am actually on my server, but I didn't have the forethought of logging into admin because I'm a doofus. Okay. There are two different ways to open the Thralls Are Alive settings. The easiest way is once you're logged into admin is to come up to a bed, click on the, hold down E on it, click on the Thralls Are Alive, click on debug, and then click on settings. Now, I have some things that are, let me just reset this back to default real quick. All right. So I have some settings that are turned on that are not default. Like the militia, it says it's experimental. That is not on by default. Logistics, I don't believe is on by default. Offline resources is not on by default. But we'll go over all these options real quick. So minimum distance to another town. Thrall beds are controlling the thrall. This shows how. Basically, you can have different towns set up, and this is how far it is between, minimum distance between separate towns. Thrall beds max distance. Obviously, this is how far they will travel to their bed. You have the end of night and start of day, which is what that sounds like. It's 6 a.m. 1800 hours is the start of evening. You have exhaustion and XP. So your thralls can gain XP. It doesn't level them up. It does enhance their statistics. So you can take a level 0 thrall or level 1 thrall and train up its strength, train up its agility, and all of that. So it's a better thrall as it levels, and it retains those bonuses that it gets from this mod. You can gather resources. Enabling offline resources will allow the game to simulate while you're offline your thralls that are been working. Logistics is just like it sounds. It lets you set up logistics chains so you can have thralls carry things from point A to point B, put them in, take them out of chests, put them in the other chest, put them in, your crafting stations, etc. Militia, this is going to be a completely separate video. I'm not going into this, so don't even worry about this right now. Manually run cleanup. This will get rid of all the Thralls Are Alive stuff, so you can uninstall it. And same thing here with the use before uninstall. Okay, down here we have all their stats pertaining to their XP and exhaustion. So this is their exhaustion. This is how tired they get while doing things. Anything in the negative means it's going to take away from their energy pool, so to speak. Anything positive means they will gain energy back. So sleeping, idle, kicking around, that kind of thing. Their strength, this is how much XP they gain per tick while they're working on these specific stations. Prospecting we'll go over in another video that has to do with the resource gathering. But in here, like I said, this is how you adjust everything. This is where you go for your settings. So make sure you come in here, toggle the options on that you want, adjust things the way you want them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. Now, what we need is to grab some thralls. Okay. So let's go out here, and I highly recommend naming your thralls. So this guy's already named, but we're going to copy his name because it's complicated. Let's see if I can go Control A, Control C. Yes, we can. And we're going to make him follow us. Now, the reason for making sure your thralls are named is so it's easier to find their beds. So what we're going to want to do is each thrall we want to work with the Thralls Are Alive system, we're going to come up, we're going to pick a bed for them. I'm going to pick this one for this guy, and we are going to go ahead and put Aika the Visionary on this one so it's labeled. Then we're going to go in here again to the Thralls Are Alive. We're going to go over to assignment this time, and we're going to assign this bed to him, and it should pop up a little message over here. Boom, Aika has been assigned to this bed. So now we can tell him to stop following us because for some reason he decided he didn't want to come any further anyway. So boom, so now he's assigned to the bed, but that just means he's going to sleep in it at night. So right now he's not doing anything. He's just kind of standing around going ho hum. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? So we're going to go over here and we're going to set up a beacon for him to, some equipment for him to exercise on. This area, I think we're going to have him work on his strength. So we're going to put down a couple of strength dummies. Make sure the arrow is pointing the right way, because that's the way that they will face the dummy. And let's grab a couple more while we're at it. And all of a sudden, my game audio is coming out of the wrong audio device. Very weird, very strange. But it's okay. And, oh, I need more of these. Okay. Again, all of this stuff is craftable at the artisan table. So, easy peasy. And it all has the shield on it. So, craft them up. Most of them are very cheap to make. You can get this going very early. Pretty much as soon as you can get thralls. Okay, so now we have those set up. So next we're going to drop a training beacon. We're going to drop it, roughly there. And then we're going to go into the settings for this beacon. First thing we're going to do is we are going to name it. This is strength. So this is strength training. We're just going to put STR just to label it so we know what it is. You don't have to rename them, but again, highly recommended that you do, because otherwise it can get confusing on who is doing what. And we're going to set the radius. This is how far away from the beacon will look for objects that the thralls can interact with. So in this case, we're going to do small, because that's more than enough area. As you can see, even small is pretty big. You could do a 6x6, I think, and have everything fit. So now we have that set up. So it's nighttime. Our guy is probably going to be climbing into bed, but let's just check, make sure. No, he's still standing there like a doofus. Okay, I think it's nighttime. No, it's still evening. So okay, the officer's desk, run up to it, you hit E on it, it pulls up your interface, and this is a legend to tell you what time of day it is. So right now it's just evening. So what we're going to do though is we're going to go over here. We're going to click on the thrall, the named one here, click on the magnifying glass, and this is where we set everything. So we're going to want him to work on his strength training. Yeah, so we're going to click on, from the drop down, we're going to hit apply, and this is why we named it, because we're going to have more of these beacons, so we want to know what each one of them does. We don't have a social beacon set up yet. We'll get to that in another video, because the social stuff can get a little weird at times as well. We don't have patrol orders set up yet. We will get to that in this video. No, we're not doing working. And on alert, there is a event system built into it, an alert system where you can, hit a gong and have all your thralls be put on high alert, and they will select certain things to do. You can have them go on a patrol, you can have them guard, or just ignore it and keep on doing what they are doing. And we can have them set and equip armor, but we'll get into that later, because that's more of an advanced topic, to be honest with you. So right now, all we want him to do is we want him to do some training on the strength beacon. So we come over here, we hit apply, And then we're over here, we're going to make sure that he is, during the daytime, he's training. And we're going to let him just kind of chill and guard during the rest of the time. So if I hit update now, as it is now nighttime, he should be up here sleeping. Yep, there he is, just chilling, catching 40 winks. So this is a good time to set up our other thralls. And maybe set up some other training beacons. Actually, why don't we go ahead and do that? So that's strength training over there. Let's go ahead and set up some vitality training. And yeah, some of them stack, some of them don't. It's kind of weird like that. I think it's a limitation in the engine. So we're going to go ahead and set them up here, just like we did the other. So one there, one there, one there, and one there. You don't want to mix the stations. So you don't want to have vitality with strength, or, you know, archery with grit, etc. Because the thralls will get confused. They will just kind of bounce back and forth between the between the different beacons or the different stations, not really accomplishing much. You know, it's that higher thrall education at work. So we'll call that vitality. And then we'll go into here again. We will go initialize. We will set it to small because that's all we need. And it's going to find those four. Boom, like so. I'm going to set up the other two, the grit and the archery, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I've set up the other stations. So everybody should be going to do their thing. We have IKEA guy, yeah, over here, just swinging his sword away.
Me and my mates are thick as thieves.
We go over here. We have John, I believe, yeah, doing some push-ups for his vitality training. Looks like our good friend Schmidt here is going to go work on some grit. And then we should have Jacob in here shooting his bow at the target, improving his agility. So if we go look at the officer's table, we bring up the interface again. When I get there, haha, boom. Let's take a look at IKEA. As you can see, he's level 0 in strength right now, but he has gained a little bit of experience. And as he works on that training, this experience will go up just a little bit each tick until it maxes out at level 10. So, you know, it works like an experience bar. You go all the way over to here, it becomes 1. It starts over 2, 3, so far up to level 10. And it's like that for all of them. So John, you can see, has a little bit of vitality training. Jacob hasn't done enough to do anything. Wait, oh, Jacob is a thrall I've already trained, apparently. So he's a bad example. Good example for a maximum level. And then let's check on Schmidt down here. Schmidt has just a little bit of grit training. As you can see, I've already leveled him in agility and vitality. So he needs to do grit and strength to be completely well-rounded. So that's all you got to do. And then they will do this until for the time period that you said. I don't know if I actually mentioned that. So if we bring up the interface over here, there we go. So each of these drop downs corresponds with the legend at the top. So blue is night, yellow is during the day, red is during the evening. So they will cycle through whatever activities you have set here for them to do during those time slots. So, you know, at night they're going to be sleeping or whatever you want them to do. Keep in mind they do need to rest. They will get exhausted, and they won't gain experience nearly as well when they're exhausted. So for getting the training, that's all you have to do. But, you know, we can take it a step further. We have this little Zombert over here, right? Let's go ahead and take our little Zombert, Janet, upstairs and give Janet a bed, which she won't sleep in, but she'll want to sleep in it. But, you know, zombies can't sleep. It's kind of a bum deal, if you ask me. So Janet has been assigned. Let's go ahead and make this for Janet. I'm just proving a point that this works for other things as well, including zombies. Basically, anything that actually has stats, it will work for. So it will not work for golems. Golems have no stats. They are just what they are. You can have them patrol around, stuff like that, but you cannot train them. So if we go down here to Janet, we can tell Janet we want Janet to work on vitality. And we're going to have Janet doing training during the daytime. Let's just make sure. And then, you know, just sleeping. Or actually, it's a zombie. Janet doesn't need to sleep. She's a zombie, right? She doesn't need off time. So there she goes in her zombie run fashion. Get out of my way. Come on. And she's going to go over and she's going to start working. And her stats will improve as well. So, something to keep in mind that you can do it with zombies. You can do it with pets. These guys, you can't train them. The golems you cannot train, but they can run patrols, stuff like that. Just fine. Actually, they are really good for logistics because depending on how you build them, they can have quite a few slots in their inventory to work with, but we'll cover that more in the logistics video. Okay, next up, we are going to show you how to set up, or I'm going to show you how to set up a patrol. What you're going to need some sticky notes, again crafted at the artisan table, and patrol orders crafted at the artisan table. So to set up a new patrol, all you need to do is go up to some point where you want the patrol to start. Let's say right here is good, right? We can go hit the button. I hit number 4 and you can see we added a point. And we can come over this way and we can add another point. And then we can go, you know, pretty far away. Let's say down here into the darkness, we can add a point. And so forth and so on. You can be pretty intricate. There's a few caveats. If you're going up and down stairs, make sure the stairs are wide enough. There's a reason I made all these double wide, because single wide stairs sometimes the Thralls have problems with. Also, Thralls cannot open doors. So if these doors right here are closed, they can't do anything. They're stuck inside or stuck outside, depending. So you want to make sure they have open space to get to where they're going. Like, you know, pathing. Their pathing is not great, as you can see here. Let's move this rock a little bit. There. Or maybe you're stuck on Apollo. Is that what you're stuck on? Oh, yeah, you were stuck on Apollo. Go figure. Okay. So that's our short little patrol route. As you noted, I didn't add, I didn't make a full loop. You don't necessarily have to make a full loop. So they're all going to their guard positions right now. Is what they're doing, because it is now evening time. Even though it is pitch black out, it is evening time. But, so now you'll want to do something like this. You take your sticky note, place it on the wall. Why it has this piece of wood sticking out of it, I think it's just to make it easier for you to select. You're going to come in here and you're going to name this note. We're going to call this main road. And then we're going to take our note that we have patrol orders on, stick it in there. Now, if we go to the table here, open it up, we can say we want IKEA to patrol, right? And we can go in here and under patrol orders, we can select main road. And boom, he should, well, now that it's nighttime, bad example, right? Let's, I'm sorry, dude, you just can't sleep. You're not allowed. I want you to go run the patrol route all night. And, you can get a little sleep during the evening, okay? All right, that's how that's gonna work. So yeah, look at him. He's just like, why? Why are you making me do this? Well, you know, we can actually, we'll give him a hand. We'll send our zombie Janet to patrol as well. Poor Janet. No rest for the undead, I suppose. So now, if we go outside, they're going to walk between each point, pause at each point for a minute, and then they will continue on their way. So right now he's sitting here at, I think this is waypoint number 2. They'll go to the closest one. Now, if they are set to attack things, if something that is registered as an enemy shows up during their patrol route, they will run off the route to go attack it, and then they will come back to the closest waypoint and continue on. But as you can see, you know, he's just happily going along the route. He's going to come up here and he's going to stop, though the nighttime is ending, so you'll end up going to his daytime activity. Yep, right now. That's exactly what's going on. It just turned day, so now he's going to go do whatever it was I told him to do during the daytime hours. Let's go. Here's the zombie. Where are you doing, zombie? Oh, are you stuck on the bed? See, this is a problem with the zombies. You almost want to use a pet bed for him. I think that would have been the... Ooh, I don't want to do that. I think that would have been the best thing to do with him. Here, let's put you there. Now you can do stuff, Janet. Okay. So they're sleeping. They can now patrol the areas. But what if you want them to socialize? Well, that is going to be a completely different video because it gets a little complicated with the setup for that. So guys, this is the basics of setting up Thralls Are Alive, getting your Thralls to train and gain some stats and to run a patrol. In the next video, we're going to go over setting up their social beacons, and we were going to go over setting up working for them so they can gather resources for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something. If you did, make sure you go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Do the stuff that the YouTube algorithm wants you to do to help me out, because it does help me out when you guys, you know, comment and you smash the thing and etc, etc, etc. And yeah, guys, I have a Conan server that has Thralls Are Alive on it. I'm on it right now, and it is open for any of my viewers to jump on and play. All you gotta do, hit the link down below to the Discord. There's a role, a self-assignable role for Conan, and that'll open up the channels for you to see the connection info, the mod list, etc. I'd love to have you on the server. Come on, join me. It's a lot of fun. Or just join the Discord, and if you have any questions about the mod or anything, just let me know and I'll be happy to try to help you. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like I said, you know what to do. And until next time, this is Neo, and I'll see you in game. Bye. Why'd I do that? That doesn't turn off the OBS. God, I need like gesture control.